What do you think of DJ's play today?
Oh man, I just saw a lot of plays that he made. I mean, he showed a lot of competitiveness, just a ton of guts, and man, just kept hanging in there and kept fighting and kept making plays. You know, and guys were making plays for him. You know, and it was fun to. It was really fun to watch. You know, kind of the things that we've talked about for the first couple of weeks of just kind of bringing it all together. You know, whether it be receivers making plays, tight ends making plays, running backs making plays, all right, or the quarterback making plays, kind of all came together tonight. So very pleased with what I saw, especially because of his heart and guts.
For a year plus this game, DJ, this offense have been the subject of criticism, ridiculed, but down 28-0 in overtime, down again, never buckled, not once. What does that say to you about this group?
Well, I just talked to him in the locker room just about, you know, about believing, you know, and where that belief comes from is their work ethic and their character and their hearts. You know, that's really where it came from tonight, and they all agreed, man. I mean, the work ethic that these guys had in the summer was unbelievable. I mean, there was everybody trying to get extra work in, and it's neat to be able to comment on that after a win like that, because that's where it showed. It showed the unity of our team, and it showed how much they gelled together, and then, like you said, just how they believed, no matter what the situation was, they believed. You know, so just proud of them for that.
Brandon, you said it was fun to watch. How critical was that 2-point conversion where he's got defenders wrapped around his legs and still finds a way?
I just told him in there, I said, you look like me on that 2-point play, man. All that weight room, all that strength down there, really the opposite. I went down like that. But he's done that a couple times already this year. You know, I think at least 3 times. And just, again, it just shows how competitive he is, how bad he wants it. And, man, he's a strong dude. His lower half is really strong. And it shows the weight room, how important that is. And then just no give up at all and making a play right there.
What was it like having your first overtime as a play caller?
Yeah, it was wild. It was wild, but I think the key is to show poise as much as you can, because you're teaching that to your guys all the time, and you're talking to them all the time about being physical and nasty and getting after it and stuff and attacking, but showing poise is very critical, and I felt like all the coaches and the players showed poise tonight. And so, but it was wild. I mean, it was a back and forth game, obviously, and the momentum kept switching, and we just had to keep plugging away, keep taking one series, one play at a time, and that's what the coaches did, and that's what the players did. And I'll tell you, our coaching staff has done an awesome job. I mean, just you know, feeding me with good information, good play, you know, comments, and so I thought we did a great job as a staff, and then the players responded.
DJ and the receivers will deservedly get a lot of the credit, but he had a lot of time to throw, a lot of time today.
I mean, we talked about it the last couple of weeks, just improving in all areas, and we've been pretty good at protecting, but tonight was another great night protection-wise. I mean, like you said, he had at least 2 or 3 or 4 down the field throws after he sat there for 4 or 5 seconds, you know, and that's not the norm, and it was really good to see those guys build their confidence even more so as a protection. The one sack that we had, 1 or 2, I don't know, 1 sack, they brought the safety pressure, they brought an extra hat, and that really wasn't even on the offensive line. So, man, we're protecting really well, and we're protecting with some young guys too, you know, and that's a variety. That's the running backs protecting, that's the tight ends in some protections. So it's awesome to see, and you know, when we can do that stuff, you can see how explosive we can be.
How do you see? Where do you see DJ's gathering the experience he's gathered? Like any specific points you can point to where you say that's something that.
Yeah, I think some of the plays that he made from the pocket where he had his poise, because we had such good protection, and he didn't freak out. He just continued to look downfield like a quarterback should do, or you want him to do, and then made plays and gave guys an opportunity to make the play. He might have had a few that he didn't give him a chance, but man, the majority of the night he was putting them in spots that were really good. So I think a mixture of the poise of being in the pocket and then just having the confidence of throwing that ball down the field and finding some one-on-one matchups.
What do you attribute the tight end play tonight, getting some of the opportunities?
Well, I'll tell you, we got a great group of guys. Kyle Richardson has done an awesome job, man. He really has, and our tight ends feed off of each other, and our offense feeds off of them, you know, and so getting them on the field in different ways, you know, not just being in the box players. And man, they made all kinds of plays. I think Davis. I know Davis had 2 touchdowns. I think he had 4 or 5 catches, and then Jake Brenningstool, man, I'll tell you, he had I think 6 catches for 70 or 80 yards. You know, so their confidence is growing, and their knowledge is so good, and that allows us to put them in different positions. So it's just another threat, you know, for the defense to try to handle. And so very, very proud of that room.
Blake made an adjustment kind of on your inside run game, but how important was it to stick with that, even though maybe it wasn't always working, to kind of keep the middle of the field open and set up what you were doing?
Yeah, they did a good job of you know, stopping us a handful of times in some of the runs, but when you got guys like Shipley and Maffa and Kobe, I mean, you don't lose confidence in handling the ball because sooner or later it's going to stick. And we had some big runs by them. We had to adjust and get the ball outside a little bit more. I thought our coaches did a great job of suggesting some of those plays too. And so, you know, I thought we did a good job of adjusting, you know.